Okay, Legendary Vesta bundle. Let's get that over with. Star Trek Online has announced the Legendary Starfleet Captain's Bundle, which will contain the Legendary Vesta and another level 65 boost for 2409 Starfleet characters. Blah blah blah, more intro words, whatever. It's another level 65 boost paired with a legendary ship. Let's just get into it. The Legendary Captain's Bundle will include the Legendary Vesta and a level 65 boost usable on 2409 era Starfleet captains. This bundle will be available on PC starting March 26th and on June 16th for console. The standard price for this bundle will be 12,000 Zen, but as usual this will also have a 50% introductory sale, so for the first 2 weeks of its release you'll be able to get it for 6,000 Zen instead. The level 65 boost comes with the usual level 65 boost stuff, so some EC, some expertise, reputation marks, inventory bank and ship slots, a bunch of purple Mark 14 gear that you're going to want to replace as soon as possible, but this bundle does come with some unique items as well. The ground gear that comes with this bundle will have a unique appearance. They're calling them special issue phaser weapons, and they look like this. They're basically the elite fleet phaser weapons, but with a new paint job. They didn't post stats for them, so there's no way to know if they have the same unique modifier that the fleet weapons have, or if there's anything else special about them. But the fact that they're calling them special issue phaser weapons is kind of interesting to me because they've released special issue weapons before. The lower decks themed weapons in the Lobistar are also called special issue weapons, and they have a unique ammunition mechanic that allows you to rapidly fire their secondary attack. The fact that these new weapons are also called special issue weapons kind of makes me wonder that they'll have that same mechanic. Though personally I would think no, because, I would think they would include that in the blog. My guess is they probably just forgot that they already used the name special issue for our other set of ground weapons. It wouldn't surprise me if these ground weapons get a last minute name change just because of that. This bundle also includes a special issue Federation environmental suit. Apparently this is the one that's kind of modeled after the Odyssey uniform, which was first seen in the episode Tenebris Torquent. I'm sure I butchered the pronunciation of that. Fun fact, that episode came out in June of 2018. It took them 4 years to get a playable version of this EV suit. I'm sure everyone's going to have plenty to say about it being placed in an expensive legendary bundle. And finally, this boost bundle also comes with 6 celebrity hologram bridge officers. These include Catherine Janeway, Julian Bashir, Harry Kim, Nog, Tom Paris, and Tuvok. Now, the really annoying thing about these level 65 boosts is that any exclusive gear in them tends to be only usable on that one character that you use the token on. The Kartakan ground weapon from the Jem'Hadar version of these level boosts is a perfect example of that. The blog does not state explicitly whether or not the exclusives for this bundle are only usable on the boosted character or on your whole account. I did reach out on Twitter for some clarification on this, but as of this recording, I have yet to get a response. It does say in the blog that all these items are character bound, but that could just mean that they're not sellable on the exchange. I'm really hoping these exclusives are available on your whole account, or at least the unique EV suit and the ground weapons, because if they're not, and I really hate to say this, it really just sends the message that Cryptic didn't listen to the feedback from the Jem'Hadar level boost release. I'll be sure to post a pinned comment down below when we know if these are account unlocks or not. And now for the other half of the bundle, the legendary Caelian Intel Multi-Mission Explorer. This is a legendary version of the Vesta, so not only will it have the new Caelian-class skin, but it'll also grant access to all of the other Vesta variant skins, whether you already own them or not. Same goes with the consoles and the starship traits from the previous versions. The ship is a multi-mission explorer, which means it's a science ship with a hangar bay. So let's take a look at the stats. It has a hull modifier of 0.95, a shield modifier of 1.4, a 4-2 weapons layout, a 4-2 weapons layout on a science ship. I'm already starting to like this thing. 3 device slots. For the bridge officer seating, it has a lieutenant commander tactical seat, a lieutenant engineering seat, an ensign level science seat, a commander science/intel seat, and a lieutenant commander universal/intel seat. Looks like my initial guess on this ship's seating was incorrect. They had said this ship was going to be an intel ship when it was announced at Mission Chicago, so the intel seat was a given, but I was betting that this ship would have a secondary temporal seat, because the previous versions of the T6 Vesta all have a temporal seat. Honestly, that's a little disappointing. The combination of intel and temporal seating would have been really interesting. The seating as it is isn't bad, it's a lot of intel seating. In the consoles, it has 4 tactical, 2 engineering, and 5 science. It has a base turn rate of 12, an impulse modifier of 0.17, and inertia of 55. And its power bus will be plus 5 to weapons power, plus 5 to shields power, and plus 10 to auxiliary power. Like I said earlier, it'll have all the consoles from both the Tier 6 and Tier 5 versions of the Vesta. It's a science ship, so it'll have access to sensor analysis, subsystem targeting, and a secondary deflector slot. It can equip dual cannons, and like the previous versions, comes pre-equipped with aux phaser dual heavy cannons. These are dual heavy cannons that will draw from your auxiliary power instead of your weapon's power. I would hardly consider these meta weapons, but they do offer some interesting build possibilities, particularly if you like Dusai builds. Because it is a full intel ship, the Caelian will also have a cloaking device, as well as warp signature masking and the gather intelligence mechanic. Like I said earlier, it'll also have a hangar bay because it is a multi-mission ship, and will also have the standard Science Vessel Mastery Package, which gives buffs to exotic damage, shield hit points, healing, and shield regeneration and hardness. That first one being the only one that's actually useful. Being a legendary ship, this will also come with the 3 starship traits from the previous Tier 6 versions, but will also come with its own unique starship trait. This one being Cadam Reconstruction. While this trait is slotted, activating hazard emitters or any intel bridge officer ability will build up charges that will enable automated healing while your hull is low. Already not a good sign. If you have 1 or more charge, one will be consumed every few seconds while below 50% max hull, in order to immediately restore for a percentage of your maximum hull. While below 50% hull, remove 1 charge of Cadam Reconstruction to restore 10% of your maximum hull once every 5 seconds. Yeah, it's a heal trait. Ugh. Well, at least it's not a shield heal trait, I guess that's something. I guess this could be an okay tanking trait, but so many of the legendary traits are kind of mediocre. It would be nice to get a few more that are actually decent for your DPS. This would have been a great opportunity to give something that provides additional help to EPG builds, this being a science ship. But no, it's just another mediocre heal trait. Mediocre starship trait aside, I do actually really like the ship. Being an intel ship with a 4-2 weapons layout means this could be a pretty versatile ship. You could throw a pretty good EPG or control build on it, or do something more weapons focused. With that 4-2 weapons layout, you could do a pretty decent energy weapon build with this. It has enough tactical seating for Beam Overload 3. If you're using Cannon, you'll have to compromise and use Scatter Volley 2 because it doesn't have a commander level tactical seat. But because it's an intel ship, you could also use Surgical Strikes, which you can use for beams or cannons. That, coupled with the Aux Phaser cannons, leads to some interesting build possibilities. So yeah, that is the Legendary Starfleet Captain's Bundle. I like the ship. I really do like the ship, but once again, it's another level 65 token, and you guys know how I feel about those. I mean, having the option to have one is nice, but the execution definitely leaves something to be desired. And I'm not referring to them being bundled with a legendary ship. Legendary ships are always in bundles, that's just kind of a fact these days. It's the exclusive items I'm referring to. These bundles always have 1 or 2 interesting things that would be cool to have, but they're always exclusive to the character that you use the token on. Like I said earlier, I don't know for sure if that's the case with this one, but, you know, until I'm told otherwise, it's a safe bet. I just don't get the logic. Having so many things be single character unlocks, it really discourages people playing multiple characters. Yes, you can use these tokens on existing characters, but then why do I need all that extra crap along with it? Why can't I just get the exclusive item? The upside to this bundle means that this will likely be the last level 65 boost made available by Cryptic, because now we have one for each faction. It really makes me wonder what they're going to do with future legendary releases. I'm sure they'll figure out something to bundle with them, I just hope it's something we actually like. Yeah, that's my 2 cents on the whole thing. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Just do me a favor and keep it respectful. While you're down there, be sure to hit like and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. If you'd like to further support the channel, hit the join button or the super thanks button. My name's Stu, and I will see you guys next time.